Hey boys and girls, how you doing? It's another edition of the SOB show starring the Serviceman, and today's very special guest is the one and only Eric Speedy Gonzalez. Now,
Thank you.
did I just throw that in, or is that true story?
Well, actually, some people call me that in the trails.
Oh, do you remember Speedy Gonzalez?
Yeah, of course.
I'm
that old. I'm actually older than that, probably.
Oh man,
But I've been called that a lot, especially on the trails when we do mountain biking and stuff like that. Since Gonzalez is my.
You do mountain biking in Florida?
Yeah.
You realize there's no mountains in Florida, right?
There's no mountains in Florida per se, but there's a lot of trails.
There are a lot of trails.
And there are trails that, believe it or not, some of them are kind of gnarly. And
really?
You have like a.
Are you on Fail Army? Do you know what Fail Army is?
I see that.
Are you on there?
I'm not on there, but I have a friend that is on there, so he always likes this stuff, and I always look at him. But
so you don't have a GoPro of yourself falling down the side of a cliff?
I have friends that have GoPros, but and they have actually have some shots of me kind of tipping over.
Nice. You should put those on your website.
I don't think probably it's kind of related to what I do, but maybe later.
Right. Very cool. So you have a business called CPR. So apparently you're a doctor, physician.
Yes. The phones and.
What are the guys that show up in the ambulance? Paramedic.
I got to park right behind the corner just in case something happens.
No, what do you really do?
Well, CPR stands for cell phone repair.
Okay.
And the name doesn't say it all because we not only do cell phones, we do tablets, laptops, the gaming consoles, all that kind of stuff.
Right. Change your name.
To what?
No, I don't know.
Well, I have to move a lot of things around because this is franchise actually.
Right. Is it a nationwide company?
It is.
Okay.
We have 200 stores nationwide, and we actually have some stores in Canada.
Wow.
And like Puerto Rico and Peru and then London.
Cool. Wow.
So not that many, but there's a few around the world.
One is a start, you know.
One is a start. I'm a franchisee owner. I'm not I'm not like the franchise owner or anything or started it or anything.
Right. Why not?
It's actually started back in '97.
Oh wow! Okay.
Guys from Orlando, actually.
Oh, very cool.
Brothers, and they were actually serving service to AT&T or something.
Oh wow! Are they still involved?
They are somewhat involved.
Okay.
And, they grew the company somewhat, and then they sold it to this other big conglomerate. It's called Merry Meetings.
Okay.
And then now they're making it grow more and more and more.
Okay, very cool.
But yeah, I'm having fun. I mean, it's the first time me being an owner.
Right.
Because I worked in corporate America for 16 years.
Good for you.
I thought I had enough.
No, I want more. I'm coming out swinging.
I tried. If you'd have asked me 5 years ago that I would open my own business, I would have laughed in your face.
Why?
I didn't see myself as a business owner. No, I always thought, I wasn't cut out for it. I was more like a salary guy. I was a systems engineer.
Yeah, I get that.
I would sit on, and do whatever I needed to do, and I didn't see myself as an entrepreneur. I didn't see myself as, starting something on my own, even though I have an MBA, which Verizon paid for.
Right.
Thank you. And
can you hear me now?
Exactly, yeah. So
or is that a different Verizon?
Well, it's actually that was the wireless division, but I was more on the telecom.
Yeah, I got you.
But
I've been in telecom. I'm IT tech, like
exactly. So you can relate to this.
Yeah, no.
So
well, before we go too far into your CPR, how did you said you didn't see yourself as an entrepreneur. So let's talk about how you did see yourself. Where did you come from? What's your background? How did you get here?
Well, I'm original from Panama.
Okay.
And I actually graduated from university in Panama, systems engineer.
Right.
Then back in '98, I decided to come over, take advantage of the Y2K scare. Everybody was freaking out.
Yeah, I was camping out at a company that
everybody thought the world was going to end, the planes were going to go down, and what was going to happen.
Yeah. I had a cooler of beer at the company that I worked for, and I was just, I was drinking and fixing stuff. I'm like, well, at least if it ends, it'll end up with me.
You can blame it to Y2K anyway.
Right. And then the next day, nothing happened.
Exactly,
And then I turned in my time card with all this overtime, and my boss was like, we're not paying that. Like, oh, yeah, you are. Yeah, or Y2K will show up.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But it was crazy. I mean, they thought, it was good that they overreacted.
Right.
Because if they don't, probably, not that the world would have ended, but, stuff would have happened probably.
Right.
Utility companies, and then, you're talking about like the the power companies,
the grid or whatever.
Happen, you know. But anyway.
Well, the weird thing for me was like I actually went around the office like the week before and actually set all the clocks forward, and nothing happened. And I'm like, why can't we just systematically test the system? You know.
True.
You know, don't take everything down at once. Just move this clock. Oh, nothing happened. Let's move this clock. Oh, nothing happened. Let's move this clock. Oh, nothing. You know what I mean? Well, okay, nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know,
but well, nothing happened.
But then the media would have had nothing to do that week. So you know.
Well, you know that's the otherwise who will turn on and,
scare tactics, right?
and see whatever is on. The
Are you terrified? Film at 11. You will be. Well, what's gonna happen? You know.
Yeah, but nothing happened. But I didn't directly work on it on the Y2K project.
Right.
Thank God, because it was just tedious. It was just sit down, look at code, and find all the fields on all the programs that was looking for 2 digits a year to turn it into 4 digits.
That's not a good time to you?
That is tedious and boring and
not like mountain biking.
Anybody could do that. Oh well, yeah. Don't get me started on mountain biking.
Oh, we're gonna get into mountain biking, believe me.
Oh well, but anyway, I started there. I started at Verizon as a contractor, and then they rolled me over in 2000, and I worked there, and I loved what I did.
Right. What did you do as a kid? Did you tinker around with electronics or?
Not really.
No?
I think the way I got into this was because of my older brother. He was the one that started, getting interested in IT and things like that.
Right.
And me as a younger brother and looking up to him and thinking like, I admire him a lot.
Right.
I kind of follow that same pattern. But
you saw him sitting at a computer in the air conditioning, getting paid.
But
that's how I got into IT.
But
I saw these guys coming in. I'm like, wait a minute, these guys aren't really working that hard, and they're making a good living. I need to, whatever that is, I need to figure that out.
But I thought it was attractive, but right. I didn't like that aspect of it.
Oh, okay.
Sitting on a desk on a computer working all day, I didn't like that part of it.
What did you do before that?
Well, I was kind of related to computers. Starting from my first official job, because before that I worked at McDonald's over in South Carolina for 3 months. And then on a Belk, there used to be a department store. Belks, and I worked in the Oriental rug carpet department, and they thought I came with the rugs and the carpets and stuff like that. People will ask me.
You can almost pass.
Like right. Yeah. They think
if you were eating an egg roll right now, I wouldn't think twice about it.
Look, I was at Verizon for a lot of years, and there was a lot of Indians working with us, and they asked me if I was Indian.
Well, you could pass for a lot of different ethnicities. You really could.
That's true. I mean, but I like what I did, and then all of a sudden, I kind of start losing that the way in general corporate America is heading, and I start losing passion for it. And I thought, I'm not a young guy.
Right.
So my fate would be if I go out of Verizon and start doing my own thing, or stay in the same industry. It's gonna be for my expertise. I was more like what do you call a dinosaur? I was called a dinosaur because I was mainframe, global, all the mainframe stuff.
Yeah, I worked on that. What are you trying to say?
I know.
I'm with you, man.
But anyway, the only jobs, if I would have wanted to stay in the same industry, would have been to get contracting jobs for 6 to 12 to 18 months.
Sure.
Nobody's gonna give me like probably a big position, because it's big companies. All big companies are doing outsourcing and doing that sort of thing. So.
And you have a family, so that position is a little difficult.
Right. So exactly. I have a 12-year-old son. I've been with my wife for 24 years, and I decided, you know what, it's time to change everything. I even thought about becoming a cop.
Really?
That's something that kind of
DEA, street cop. What are we looking at?
Like a Tampa,
ATF?
Well, I could have been like, because Tampa police is a big, and also Hillsborough, so they have IT departments. Right. They have mountain. They have a biking.
You missed your calling, man.
I thought about doing that, but. My wife was behind me, asking me, "Hey, why don't we just try out to become, get like a franchise?" And because I didn't have any experience opening my own business or anything like that, so I was.
Why not Krispy Kreme? Why did you go with CPR?
Well, that's what everybody thinks, and including us.
Right.
Franchise is food,
right?
And we started thinking about not Krispy Kreme. because it was a little not Krispy Kreme. What's the other one?
Dunkin' Donuts, right? Oh,
Dunkin' Donuts.
I'd have been there every day.
And the one with the Baskin Robbins.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
hybrid.
It was
yeah.
kinda, a lot of.
Oh yeah. A lot of donuts.
And
yeah.
And I'm like, what's gonna happen?
Right. Oh yeah.
Because if I'm
I
there,
couldn't
I'm gonna
work
eat
there.
them.
I'd be dead in a year.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If I lasted that long.
You think I'm gonna toss donuts going down? I'm gonna toss them in my stomach probably.
What do you mean there? We gotta get rid of them. Okay, take them home.
I did something like that.
Right?
Something like that in McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like, you have to toss them. I'm like, can I just eat it?
Right.
I mean, it's not that it's bad.
It's food, right?
Exactly.
Well, it's food-ish.
It's foodish because especially you can leave like a hamburger for years and it'll look the same.
Right. Look at this thing. It looks like it was made yesterday. I want to cover the fact that you talked about passion, and it's great that you talked about it. In case you guys didn't know, this is the service-obsessed business owner show. And so what I'm trying to do with this show is I'm trying to gather a community of service-obsessed business owners for two reasons. I'm a service-obsessed customer, and I have a great story I want to share with you. And we'll get to that in a few minutes. It's about Apple. We talked about this, so remind me to get back to that story. But it's very important, especially in our local community, for the business owners to really stick together and provide the best quality of service we can for our customers, because of the things that means for our customers, for our community, and for our individual businesses. Like for me, it's much easier to have a good crew of people working with me and around me as long as they see that I'm not just saying these things. I'm actually doing these things.
Absolutely.
I'll go out of my way to make sure every problem that we promise to fix is fixed on time, on budget, and the way that we agreed to do it.
Right.
And when my people see me do whatever it takes to make that happen, what's their excuse for not doing the same?
Exactly.
If I'm the owner of the company and I'm killing myself to make sure that no one walks away with a bad review, you don't have an excuse. You know what I mean? I'm setting the example, and that's what I really want to, I really want to deal with people. I really only want to deal with people that have that mentality. Life is too short to be around buttheads. I don't want buttheads in my life. I don't even want to know buttheads. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I want to know good people that are here to do good. And if you can happen to make a buck while doing good, even better.
Exactly. I mean, you can be successful. You can still be successful and not rip people off.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand we're in the service / retail industry.
Yeah.
And that we have bills to pay, and we have all these other things, but also people need to understand that it's possible that you don't have to overcharge your customers.
Right.
You don't have to go crazy about it. And that's what I'm trying to also, like you said, teach my employee that I have only one for now.
Yeah.
To become more like that mentality, like me. I mean, we can still be successful. We can make money while doing it, having fun, and have all our customers being always happy. I mean, you have no idea actually what happened to me this past Monday.
What you got?
Just to try not to get a bad review, I kind of banged over backwards for this person, even though I knew this person was actually scamming me or conning me. It's bad. It was my first experience, but because I told you, I came from a corporate world.
Right.
I have no experience I know I'm good around people.
Right.
I know I like being around people.
Right.
But you don't know how you're gonna react once you have the situation in your face.
Right.
And try to keep people calm.
Yeah.
And it was kind of crazy.
Well, you seem like a pretty calm guy yourself, to be honest with you. It must be all the mountain biking.
Probably. I release all the stress and all that stuff. I do it twice a week, so I guess it works out.
Wow, that's good.
In the mountains, right?
Yeah, in the mountains. Well, it's funny, and this is a subject, I'm glad you brought it up, and it wasn't me. So many people want to avoid the bad customer conversation. Why? I say we confront let's talk about the bad customer conversation, because I've had my company continuously since 2000. I've done nothing but this. I'm not one of those people that every 6 months when the economy changes, I change whatever I'm doing. I'm a realtor this week. I'm a bail bondsman this week. I'm selling crack on the corner this week. That's not me, man. I've stuck with the same thing since 2000, and it's not because it's something that comes easy for me or I'm comfortable with. because the longer you stick with something, especially something like IT that really flips over about every 3 to 6 months,
exactly.
How am I going to be better at something else than something I've done continuously for 15 years? I'm in the mastery phase of what I do now. You know what I mean? Like, you can't give me a problem and a checkbook and me not solve the problem. Impossible. I don't care what it is. Rolando, I need a man on the moon. Do you have the budget? Because if you have the budget, I'll put a man on the moon.
Great.
You know what I'm saying? So why would I shift my focus to something else that I'm not as strong at? I really know this. And so when you come to me as a customer, you get that experience level. You get that I've seen it all. I've done it all. I know the 100 ways something can be done, and I know the 3 that will work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when you call us, you can find somebody cheaper all day long. You can find an 18-year-old kid that fixes a computer all day long, but you're going to have to pay that kid 3 or 4 times over 3 or 4 weeks to solve something me or one of my guys could solve in one time, in one visit, in an hour or 2. You know what I mean? And that's value. That's, you can't compare, if this kid wants to charge you, $10 an hour or $20 an hour, and I charge you whatever I charge you, the value proposition is completely different. You only have to pay me once. And if for some reason one of my techs doesn't get it right the first time, he will live there until it's right at no extra cost. That kid's not going to do that for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The undocumented worker's not going to do that for you. He's going to take your money and run.
Absolutely. I mean, exactly what you say is, and that's my goal. That's what I want to, be. I know me and my wife, we both are very geared towards great customer service. My wife worked in a bank.
Right.
When we were in Panama before we moved here for 12 years.
Right.
And she even got like a Rotary plaque.
Oh, cool.
For customer service that nobody advertised. They just felt that she was very good with customers. Right. And she...
Your wife is very nice. I've met her before. She's very nice.
Very
Every time I see her, she's very nice. Evie, she's just super nice. Oh, by the way, we have Evie, the web girl, in the studio today. Evie, make some noise.
Hello.
And that's why Evie's behind the camera.
Yeah, it was a little delay, just in case.
And that's why Evie works behind the camera. Right. We'll just edit out the delay. Are you shy? Are you shy? No. Yeah, do it again.
Camera
Evie,
shy.
make some noise. Ooh, ooh. All right, we got Evie. We got Evie in the studio today. So, and I really like, my dream with getting this service-obsessed business community is it's better for all of us. It's better for all of us to be obsessed with service because it makes it difficult for the kid that doesn't know anything. It makes it really difficult for the person that isn't even legally allowed to work in the United States, doesn't have any documentation, doesn't have an address. You can't ever call them if something's wrong.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And we get undercut all day long by people like that, and it drives me out of my mind because there isn't a value proposition there. They're just taking your money.
Yeah.
And that's it, And so let me get on with my customer horror story since we're on the customer bandwagon right now.
Yeah.
Now, I am a small IT company, and there are things that I've always tried to focus on not doing for my customers. And the things that I don't do for my customers are things that aren't native to an IT company. For instance, fixing an iPhone or an iPad or whatever, the screen crack or whatever. Those are not native services to an IT company. That's not our strong suit. That's not our business model, right? So I make alliances with CPR cell phone repair, South Tampa, in the house, people like Eric Gonzalez. And so instead of me, trying to take somebody's money and shoehorn one of my techs to do something that they don't do every day, because I'm a big proponent of sticking with what you do every day because you'll be awesome at it.
Exactly.
I would rather you make the money and remember that I gave you that opportunity than me try to do it and screw it up. Right?
Right. It makes perfect sense.
So I called you yesterday because I had an issue. Now, there's this myth going around that Apple iOS devices never break. And I don't know how that myth got propagated. And I'm not saying physically breaking. I'm saying the operating system never has a problem, the phone never has a problem, this, that, and the other, right? So let's just test that theory, okay? I have a client who, one of his techs dropped their iPad and needs it to be repaired. And this is an iPad that goes out in the field every day for an air conditioning company and charges customers on site for the whatever work the technician did. So Okay, an iPad is $300, $400, $500, $600, whatever it costs after all the bells and whistles, whatever, right?
Right.
But this particular iPad probably generates $2,000, $3,000 of business a day.
Absolutely.
So when you look at the grand scheme of things, this iPad needs to be fixed.
Exactly.
Because it's
right away.
Right away. It's a drain in the income stream, right? So I look online. I try to schedule an appointment with the Genius Bar. Yesterday, the Genius Bar that, because nothing ever breaks, but every time I go to the Apple store, there's 3,000 people in line waiting to get their broken stuff fixed.
Exactly.
But somehow or another, nothing ever breaks.
Yeah, you need an appointment.
Right, you need
things
an
never
appointment.
break.
Right. So I looked online. I tried to get an appointment, right? The earliest appointment I could get was Saturday afternoon. And just to throw things in perspective, that was yesterday, which was Tuesday?
Wednesday.
Yesterday was Wednesday. And the earliest they could see me is Saturday, right? But nothing ever breaks. So in my mind, if nothing ever breaks, there should be no line.
No, should be.
I mean,
genius.
for a repair, there should be no line.
Around
right. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe if I chat with somebody and tell them, look, I need this thing fixed, and I'm an Apple approved business owner account, whatever, because I've bought so much stuff for my clients through there, right? So I tell this person that, and I do a chat. And she says, no, that's the earliest we can do, take it or leave it kind of attitude. And I said, and she says, maybe you should call the store and see if they'll take a walk-in. And I said, and I have the email. I'm like, wow, that is awful customer service. Because this client paid for Apple Care. And all I'm looking to do is walk in, hand you the broken one, grab the new one, and leaving. But I can't do that for 4 days on an item that cost $400 or $500 when we bought 25 of them under my account. Are you kidding me right now? How do you stay in business with that business model?
Too big.
Too big.
People
too big to fail.
I mean,
Yep.
I can.
Sears was too.
I can bash Apple all day, and I
Right.
still own an iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll still get whatever next, comes out.
Yep.
Because
It's just crazy,
the
man.
nature of the beast. Yeah, they're too big.
But every company that thinks they're too big to fail has been proven wrong
True.
time and time again in the history of capitalized America. So I called you and I told you the same situation, and I told you I was going to talk to the customer and see what he said. And I think you told me an hour or two.
Yeah. If it's an Apple Air 2 or something like that, it would be like an hour and a half or two tops.
Nationwide giant company doesn't give a damn. 4 days.
I don't know if they even repair it. They'll give you another one.
I don't think they do either.
Yeah.
Local franchise guy that I know, an hour or two. Who do you want to give your money to? I'm just saying,
And I appreciate that.
In that mentality, it's like, nothing ever breaks. There's a 3-hour line. And then they told me, because I did speak to somebody and said, well, what about a walk-in, right? How long is a walk-in going to take, right? Because I don't have 3 or 4 hours to kill in an Apple store waiting on someone to hand me another iPad. I don't have it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, from 20 minutes to 2+ hours. To hand me another... If I make an appointment, here's the serial number. This thing is cracked. I could send you a picture of the cracked screen if you'd like. And me to walk in and you swap me another one?
And they
2 hours?
Everything's automated. I mean, they have all that stuff like underneath the...
And there's 100 people working there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean...
That right there is not a service-obsessed business. That is a gadget-obsessed business.
Yeah, it got away.
The whole store's about gadgets. The whole company's about gadgets. And they've made a killing. And they're still making a killing with gadgets. But I don't believe that service is their business model. And it infuriates me.
Probably not.
Because if you have the money and the resources to provide service, why wouldn't you?
I don't think they even intended. Because, it wasn't not long ago where you couldn't go to an Apple store.
Yeah, but now
everything was online.
But now they can.
And now they
have no excuse
to get
now.
into this the service,
the retail business.
Exactly. So it's different. But
don't you
wish?
wish?
I completely agree with you.
Just shave 10% off the top, and throw it back into service. And then I won't be talking about you on this video. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not making any of this stuff. I have the chat transcript, whatever. If I get a cease and desist, I'll post it everywhere. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it shouldn't be like that. If you're a big enough company, or if you're an established enough company to provide good service, I think it's your obligation to do so.
Yeah, it gets out of control, I guess, when you grow too much, when you get too big.
I don't
even want to. Like I mentioned to you before off line that my goal is probably get another store,
Right.
get 2 stores,
Right.
and that's it.
Right.
I don't want to be the one that has gazillions of stores, then I lose control over everything. And I
Yeah.
have no time for anything else.
Yeah.
I have a family, I have a kid, and
Yeah.
I like mountain biking.
Now, if you could run your stores from the mountain bike,
That's where you come in.
that's where I come in. We'll just wire it all up, Wi-Fi. We'll drone them, the whole 9 yards. Yeah.
Right. So I don't want to lose that. And even though it's true, you have to work not in the business but on your business. Do all
Right,
that
right,
kind of
right,
stuff.
absolutely.
I still want to. It's my business. I want to be involved. I want to know exactly what's going on, and I want to
Sure.
be involved with the customer.
Absolutely.
Especially, I want to make sure that the people that are working with me,
Right.
and they're gonna be dealing with customers, think the same way I think,
Right.
or learn to think the same way I think.
Right, right.
Because it's very important, like you said. I mean, reviews are very important, especially for a small guy like me.
Right.
And even though I have a big brother, which is the support of the franchise behind me,
Right.
is you the one
Right.
that has to make it happen Right.
based
on what they provide and they teach you and the support and all that kind of stuff.
What do you think about the whole online review, anonymous hate mail, like?
Oh my, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's kind of scary that.
I mean, is people want to say what they want and not being. I mean, if you have a legitimate bad experience with someone,
right,
you want to tell the world the experience that you had.
Right.
Why would you want to hide it? One and two.
Right.
Why would you go out of the way and curse and use like really nasty language? You can say all you want in a nice
Right.
way,
right,
and get the message across.
right.
But yeah, I mean,
Well, and if you start off nice, they might be willing to do something
that
for you.
works incredibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
people come in with the attitude and to my stores. We have every now and then, electronics.
Right.
So every now and then you get something that fails. That's why we offer warranties.
Right.
And our warranties are very generous.
Right.
And
You wanna tell them about it?
We
Tell us about
offer Apple products lifetime warranty on the part and labor.
Nice.
And for the other phones and devices with 6-month warranty, but on July 1st, it's going to be lifetime for everything.
Oh, wow.
Obviously not batteries. And
Right.
if you throw it and crack it, or you just get it in a pool or something,
Right.
that voids the warranty.
Right.
And batteries,
Take
you
it mountain
can
biking.
warranty batteries
Right.
for life. But
What if you take it mountain biking and you destroy it that way? I'm trying to open the picture that you sent me yesterday. That was yesterday, right?
yeah,
The picture of your store.
Was it yesterday or this morning? No, yesterday. Yes.
I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yesterday afternoon, sometime.
Late afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah, because I only got 10,000 emails between now and then.
So
I can't
that's
find
all?
it. I wanted to show the picture of your store because it's very cool. How long has the store been open?
We opened March 2nd, so this is our 4th month.
Okay.
So it took a while.
I
to
noticed
get
your
there.
store. I was driving down Dale Mabry one day,
Mhm.
and the red in the logo
Yeah.
wasn't there before. I don't know it was there before, and my head went, and I saw it. I'm like, oh, it's kind of
Oh
a
well,
cool
but
logo.
when we opened the store,
Right.
we didn't have the sign right away.
Yeah, I don't know when I saw the sign, but I saw when eventually I saw the sign, I
Mhm.
saw something there, like a red caught my eye, and I looked at it, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
logo.
it's like a red circle.
Yeah.
Oh well, I mean, it's a box, and then
It's on your shirt. It's right there.
There you go.
Well, we'll have it in the video. It'll be right here.
Oh, that's true. So
Yeah.
it's right there.
It's right there. And look at the store. The store is beautiful, man. Like, how did you do this?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
this is
a lot of hard
wonderful.
work, and
Yeah.
a guy from CPR came and put everything together.
Oh, it wasn't you
We just
personally?
filled it up
Right.
and
It wasn't
and
you-
the look and feel
Right,
as
right,
a
right.
franchise.
Oh, okay. I don't know a lot about franchises because I've never owned one or ran one. But
Mm.
what is that process like? Can you tell us a little bit about
Yes.
like, going from I've never done this before to now
And that's the reason I went
have
with
this-
franchise. So
right.
before we were discussing about the Krispy Kreme and,
Right.
and the stuff, we thought about Subway.
Oh, okay.
Because they've
been around a minute.
When you talk about franchises, the first thing that comes to your mind is food.
Right.
And we were no exceptions. And we were thinking, keep it simple. You know,
Right.
Subway doesn't have a kitchen.
Right.
And they don't sell liquor or anything like that.
Right.
And it's simple. You have a few employees only. So we thought Subway was great. Is Subway one of your sponsors?
No, not yet.
Hopefully you get free subs here.
I want to.
But anyway,
But you just gave me a great idea while you're talking about it. Okay, so fast food. Everybody thinks about fast food, right? Is there such thing as fast drink? because I would like to open that franchise.
Fast drink? How?
Yeah.
Oh,
Instead of
interesting
fast
idea.
food,
Tell me about it.
there's nothing but drinks. Not a
Okay.
bar, like a fast.
Any kind of drink.
Yeah,
For
pretty much.
any kind
Sky's the
of
limit, whatever you
soft
want.
drinks.
No.
Oh,
I'm talking drinks.
Talking about hard stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's a good
there's
idea.
fast food, but there's no fast drink.
But what about that, like Fat Tuesday and all those places? Isn't that like a?
Well,
fast
that's
drink
like
thing?
pre-mixed.
Kind of a.
Sissy drinks. I'm talking about like scotch.
You're talking about have like a drive-through and then they drive away.
Yeah.
With
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That's crossing too many things. But like, just a place you want. Give me a scotch. It's not a bar. I understand that there's already bars, but there's no fast drink concept. Like you just maybe all you're allowed to do is walk in and get one shot.
They're probably all pre-mixed.
Yeah.
And you put the ice and here you go.
Yeah. And there's no
Get outta here.
stools. Like you have to drink it and leave. Like you walk in, you get a shot, and you're out the door.
Is there a limit of how many drinks you
Yeah,
can get?
one.
Okay,
Yeah,
because
well,
I was going to
'cause you're gonna get in
say
trouble.
one and you're going to go a little
Yeah.
tipsy probably.
Yeah. But we have another location half a mile away. No, I don't know. But like a fast drink concept?
That'll work incredibly.
It's coming.
Great.
God, I shouldn't have put
like
that
for
out there.
Gasparilla or
Yeah,
something like
man.
that,
Oh, I would stop by every day on the way home from work. Give me a shot. And you become a regular. You just hit the bar, and they know what you want. Or they see you pulling up, you walk in, your drink's
Or
sitting
you
there.
go into a meeting, you need the relaxation. You're too tense.
Right.
It's like, if I get a drink, you relax.
Right.
And then,
Or before you get in the door, your wife's angry at you, whatever. You haven't even stepped in the door yet. There's
you
a
have to-
shot
you
right
have to
outside
up
the
it.
door by the doorbell. There's a shot sitting right.
delivered.
All right, let me walk in.
But you have to
here.
up it probably. 'Cause
Right.
if it's your wife, then you probably need to.
Yeah, you might, depending on your wife. Yeah. Depending on how poorly you chose, you may need to. Yeah, you never
That's
know.
true. That's
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have that problem though.
No, your wife's
No,
nice.
absolutely not.
She's nice in public. That's all I can say.
Behind doors.
Yeah. Good for you. Good for you.
Thank you. I'm lucky.
So, where were we? Like, I'm so lost now.
Oh, how we get into franchising?
Yeah, how did you get into franchise?
Well,
Well, you gave me such a great idea that I lost track of what I was doing.
Well, let's focus on that then.
Sorry, my bad.
you know?
No, it's a great
Or
idea.
at least write a note or something.
Fastdrink.com.
But yeah, I was corporate. I have no intentions of ever becoming a business owner.
All right.
Until like probably 3 years ago.
And what gave you the bug?
I just got burned out of what I did.
So how
and
did you
how the things
How did you become a
started to-
passionate customer service person when you worked for a company that doesn't have that reputation?
I know that I was good with customers because of my early days. In Panama, I worked for a concrete company,
Mhm.
and they have satellite offices everywhere.
Okay.
Where they mix the concrete
Sure,
and did all
sure,
that
sure.
stuff. So I was the guy that I would do the maintenance
Okay.
on their PCs,
Oh,
and
okay.
I would do the cleanings. I would do software cleaning and physical cleaning.
Oh,
on
so
them
you were an
'cause
IT
they
tech.
were like buried in
Concrete.
cement and
Right.
and
Did you ever have to
mixers, stuff
chip
like
one out of concrete? And
that. No,
Work on
no.
that?
I'm not an artist, so it wouldn't have worked well. But every time that was what I wanted to do.
Right.
Instead of being in the office, in the main office and headquarters or whatever, sitting there doing stuff, or if I have to go and do the maintenance and all those other companies,
Right.
I would jump in my car. I would go. I would be the happiest guy ever.
Right.
And I would have a great relationship with all of them.
Right.
And before that, I worked for the city hall,
Right.
for the mayor,
Right.
and I will always volunteer for anything that had to do with like the Christmas parade, or
Oh, okay.
you have during summertime we will go the mayor, as an activity, will go and get like a lot of poor kids together and put like a summer camp for them.
Oh, very cool.
And you will go as a monitor, you would go as like a leader to help them out and do stuff like that. I love all that.
Very cool.
And everything that was related for me to have to go and interact with people, I
Right.
enjoyed that
Right.
part of it.
Right.
I enjoyed I enjoyed also the part
Did
of.
they enjoy it?
I never.
They were smiling.
I know they came back.
Right. They came back.
But yeah, I always liked that kind of sort of stuff.
Right.
So, but I always saw myself as a salary guy. I like computers, I like programming, and it gave me satisfaction when I did something,
Right.
accomplished something,
Sure,
or
sure,
fixed
sure.
something
Right.
software related.
Right.
So I like that, but times change.
Right.
Globalization came about, and then now you're competing against people. They're not in your country,
Right.
making a fraction of what you make.
Right.
There's not a fair competition there.
No, it's
so
awful.
of course you're getting replaced little by little. And I
Yeah.
saw the writings on the wall. And I
Right.
said, you know what? It's time for me to go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take advantage of the great severance package that they're
Right.
offering before
Right,
they
right.
kill that too.
Yeah.
And do something else with my life. So we started getting into the franchises, and then I had a franchise advisor.
Oh, okay.
That we started talking with her. Her services are free,
Right.
and she started giving us some. Actually, we got like tests and stuff. We got assessed on a lot of things
okay.
to see what kind of a
Sure. What'd be a good fit for you?
good fit for you
Right.
as far as how much cell is involved, or
Right.
and they determine what kind of a company you would like to do, what kind
Right.
of setup.
So you didn't end up a used car salesman? Like,
Exactly. That, like, for example, I told her right out of the bat, that's not something for me. Or something that, you have to go door to door,
Right.
or, where's heavy sell involved.
Yeah.
I want probably people to come to me,
Right.
and then, interact with those people,
Right.
and have them people leave happy and all
Sure,
that kind of
sure,
stuff.
sure.
That was,
Right.
so she pitched a couple of them for us, and then you go and you contact them, they contact you. It works both ways.
Right.
And they give you their FDD, the franchise disclosed document, where
Right.
they have all their information.
Okay.
They have every single the financials. They
Right.
have legal, and they have all the information regarding how much would the initial fee would be, and how much you need, cash flow, and all
Right.
that kind of stuff, and then kind of some sort of other rules and things like that to see if you like it.
Right.
If you do, then you move forward.
Right.
And then eventually you sign a contract with them.
Right.
And that's how you get started. Now, usually you will go to their headquarters for training.
Right.
And they'll train you how to do this, how to do that. They give you all the format, how the store should look like, and then initially you purchase most of the things directly from them.
Sure.
And how to decorate, how to the logo, what it was going to be, all that kind of stuff.
Right,
So
right,
they make it very simple, very
Right.
easy. Especially for a person that never thought it was going to own their own business.
Right.
Just because how to get it started, who
Right.
to contact, who to go to,
Sure.
all that is very, very. I guess now that I know a little more of it,
Right.
is kind of very involving. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna just waste money.
It seems like franchising is very popular.
It is.
right
It's
now.
getting-
It's like it's had a resurgence or something. Have you
Mhm.
noticed that?
Yes.
Okay, because I keep
Especially-
meeting people that just started a franchise, and I'm like,
Hey, for
what is-
any kind of
what's-
thing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like painting franchises,
Yeah.
and any kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not only food; it's a lot more services
Drink coming.
and things that you don't even have up front. The drink one is.
Yeah, I think so.
I
Well,
think-
mountain bike
I
drinking.
think you have something going on. Something
Drinking
there,
and
yeah,
mountain bikes,
yeah.
like the hybrid.
Yeah.
I don't know. That might be a
It
bad
makes
idea.
well, but there's a race that it's not done here, but there's a race that you kind of actually go on a mountain bike, stop at a station, you drink a beer, then you take off.
How did you do?
I would love to do some of those, but I have not been able to.
Yeah. I know another.
But it's hilarious.
I know another guy that's a franchise owner that's real big into biking also, but not mountain biking. He's
Roadie.
yeah.
Okay.
It's got those tight
Roadies
pants.
don't
on.
like
Do you have to wear the
us.
tight pants and all that?
I do, but I do it underneath my regular
Ah,
mountain
good
biking
for
shorts.
you, man. Good for you.
But they have a bunch of friends that they do actually.
Right. Do you make fun of them?
Use those at the beginning,
I
not
would.
anymore. No, a
Yeah.
lot of people do it, so it's kind of a normal.
I'd just take pictures of them. and
More the
post them
people,
out.
yeah, more the people that are very interested in competing
Right.
and racing, and they're the ones that do that. Hopefully they're not shaving their legs, because mountain biking is not going to make much difference really. I mean,
Well, if you're shaving your legs as a mountain biker, you're clearly doing it for other reasons. Just saying. Just throwing that out there.
Let's give them the benefit of the doubt, because most of them also do road biking, so,
Right.
so they cross train. So.
Right. That's for your friends that are going to watch this.
Exactly. Whoops, sorry. But
So-
yeah.
So where do you see what you're doing now? Like, how do you see that evolving in, say, 10 years?
Well, in 10 years, hopefully, we want to have at least 2 stores.
Right.
Well, I was kind enough to offer, if our tech turns out to be what we want him to be,
Right.
to eventually open my second store,
Right.
and then help him open a third store,
Right.
that eventually could become his.
Sure.
Help him out,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he can
absolutely.
become his
Yeah.
own.
Yeah.
That would be great. I mean,
Yeah.
if we can do that, and depending on where we are, if my son is interested
Right.
to keep it going,
Sure.
then great. If not, sell it and
Right.
drink margaritas for the rest of our days.
I like that. At the fast drink place.
Yeah, exactly.
On
Hopefully
the
you have
beach.
one. No,
Right.
hopefully you have one on the beach, and then hopefully on the bike trails.
Right, on the bike trail.
I'm
Right.
planning on riding
Right.
until I'm 70.
Oh, good for you. You're gonna die on the bike.
Probably.
Yeah.
Or buried with one.
Yeah, hey, either way, it's all good. Well, you really like it, huh?
I
How did you
really
get
like
into that?
It started in Panama.
Okay.
Um,
Evading the cops and the bicycle was handy and you jumped on
A
it.
friend of mine actually got me into it.
Okay.
And I started doing it. I mean, I rode bikes like anybody
Yeah.
else, but not like seriously like that.
Right.
And a friend of mine started doing it. I don't know. I'm not sure how he started.
Right.
But it was not long after he started that he told me, "Hey, this is the best thing."
Right.
And I got a really cheap bike,
Right.
rigid, no shocks anywhere,
Right.
anything like that. And I started riding with him, and I loved it. I got hooked right away.
What do you like about it so much?
There's a lot of adrenaline. There's a lot of
Near-death experiences?
not much. Well, near death it could happen, but it's more of pushing yourself a little more,
Sure.
and getting a little further,
Right.
and then being able to do stuff that you didn't think it was possible,
Right.
for you to do and
Right,
accomplish
right,
things like
right.
that. And just the thrill, just go have the wind in
Right.
your face, and then see all the wildlife,
Right.
and I see all kind of stuff.
You ever seen that video where the kid is chased by a bear on a mountain bike? In the
Yeah,
woods?
I think that was fake.
Oh,
But,
really?
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. I got
Yeah. The guy that kept looking back, the bear was, and he was hiding behind a tree. Yeah, I think it was a good.
Has that ever happened to you?
No, I have seen wild cats,
Right.
like bobcats, and
Right.
the ones that scared me the most are the gator. I actually fell on top of a gator once, because it was on a switchback, and I was going down a couple steps, and then the gator was just sitting in the sun, laying in the sun.
How do you feel about that?
And I had to brake, but I was going steps down, so my
Right.
my rear tire went up, and
Right.
I was lucky enough to bring it down. But if I don't, I might have fallen, probably not directly on him, but right next to him, and it was a huge gator.
Wow.
And that's my computer's desktop.
If you'd have
picture.
GoPro'd that, man, that
I
would've
see
been
that,
awesome,
and
right?
and the thing didn't even flinch. I mean,
Right. It was like-
it was probably sleeping or something like that, and I took pictures and didn't move, so I
Right.
have to turn around and get back. But gators will be one, but it's usually during the winter times when it's
Sure,
cold, and
sure.
then they hunt at night, and
Right.
then during the day they need to digest their food, so
Right.
they need the sun.
Right.
And usually that's when you kind of get them. But I've seen like wild boars or whatever running around,
Wow.
and those are scary just because they're usually in big numbers.
Sure.
They're not even from here.
Right.
From here.
Right.
And if you have like little piggies running with them,
Right.
then the mom can get upset, and
Right.
I don't want
Right,
I don't want
right.
to be chased
Right.
by one of those.
So what is it? You said earlier that that CPR does more than just.
Yeah, CPR.
What is all of that?
Well, the CPR is because it started back in the 90s. It was more. There was no iPads, no any of the
There
other
wasn't?
things. No.
Man, if you could take one back.
Become.
Yeah, right.
But we do tablets and laptops,
Right.
computers. We do gaming consoles. We do Xboxes. We have done Xboxes and
When you say
PS3s.
laptops, the screens.
We change screens and in components.
Okay.
What we don't do
Soldering.
We do some soldering.
Electrical.
We do some
connections,
soldering.
that kind of thing.
Yes, when it's on the board itself,
Right.
we don't do that.
Right.
We can solder charge ports,
Right. Which
And-
break constantly.
especially in older phones that
Yeah.
it used to be soldered on.
Right.
Some of the new phones are more like flex cables.
Right.
But we do soldering, and we replace, and in a phone, for example, we can replace your camera, we can replace your home button, we can replace your volume buttons, and like your proximity sensors, or
That's why you have
your
glasses on.
antennas
You
and
lost
stuff
your
like that.
eyesight trying to look at that.
Yeah,
Those
I
parts
know.
are small,
Well,
man.
it's good that I'm small
Right,
also.
right.
But you know what? Hands have nothing to do with it.
No?
My tech his hands are like this big,
Right.
and he does those little tiny things like nothing.
This the tools.
Very
or-
good. Yes, very good. Yeah, tools and.
But he's got a big like thing he's looking through too, right?
We have the microscopes, and like
Wow.
1-2 times,
Right.
2 to 10 times or so.
You guys are doing surgery pretty much.
Well, yeah, most for phones and tablets and stuff like that. Yeah, sometimes, and sometimes depends on. We have had phones that came in with a busted charge board, but the charge board was completely destroyed inside the board itself. And,
Wow. What's the worst damaged thing you've seen?
it would be that would be a bad.
Right.
Mostly it's board like water damage boards.
Right.
And what people doesn't know is that when your phone falls in the water, they throw it in a bag of rice, which is true. It helps take the humidity and the
moisture.
water out of it, but that only accelerates the corrosion. Because it's not the water that's damaging it.
Right.
It's the actual what is in the water once
Right.
the water goes away
Right.
and evaporates especially the water here in Florida.
Right.
All the things that are in the water, the minerals and
Right.
all that, how heavy it is.
Right.
That's gonna start all the corrosion.
Right.
And the longer you wait, the worse. So
Right.
we see phones that, oh my God, they're completely, when they open it, beyond repair because
Right.
it has corroded everything inside.
Right. Right.
But I saw one phone that had nothing to do with water. The dad came in with a phone. It was his son, and his son goes Tallahassee or somewhere
Right.
for college, and his son sends the phone to his dad, claiming that it fell down a flight of stairs. The phone was on an Autobox Defender case, and they were both bent. There's no way.
Doesn't sound
flew.
accurate.
I mean, it
Right.
could have gone down a flight of stairs, but not like fell. It was
I think
more
somebody
probably
held it and
through
chopped it or-
Right. So
Let's see if we can break it.
Ran over it.
Right.
We fixed the phone somewhat.
Wow.
It was working.
Right.
I mean, it was still the housing was still somewhat bent
Right.
at the end of the thing.
Right.
And we had to change a lot of parts and stuff like that. And that was the worst phone I've seen that we were able to repair.
Oh, cool.
Because we've seen worse things that it's like, I'm sorry, there's no hope for it.
So why would someone want to repair a phone that's that messed up? Like, why wouldn't they just go get another phone?
Because they're in the middle of their contract and they'll have to pay full price for the phone. And
You want to talk about that for a minute? Because that's always been a little interesting.
But,
quagmire
I
to me.
think we're probably the only country in the world. Probably, and
Right.
I'm not saying it's true because I
Haven't been everywhere?
I haven't talked to everybody
Right.
in every country, but
Right. Should work on that.
we subsidize phones.
Right.
So get a 2-year contract, and then we give you this phone for $99.
Well, we
or
have
whatever
to
it may
because
be.
phones are $600. Like, who in their
Exactly.
right mind would pay $600 for a cell?
Everybody else in the world.
Yeah.
You go to Panama, you gotta tell Panama is still a third world country,
Right.
and salaries are not any close to where they're here, and
Right.
they all pay for their phones.
$600?
They come here to buy phones because down there are even more expensive
Oh my God.
than here.
That's
so
insane.
you got a phone, and you keep that
it
phone
still
for
doesn't make
a
it
long
right.
time.
It still doesn't make it right.
True.
You know?
True, exactly. 'Cause,
If you're making $1 million of
building
these
a
things-
phone in China is gonna the phone is gonna cost what, like
12 cents? Well, 12 cents and the whipping marks on the boy that,
That's
that's
true.
the 10-year-old that made it.
And then exactly, and then mark it up to $700.
Yeah.
Of course, it's ridiculous, but everything is, I guess, and that's why we were talking about earlier today. You can
We're
still
not.
make money,
Right.
and we don't have to be outrageous
Right.
as far as
Yeah.
charging customers
Yeah.
for it. And
What is your favorite phone? You see them all?
I've seen them all.
No, what is your favorite phone?
Well,
Because you've seen all the phones,
I
right?
own not all of them.
Okay,
but
what
the
phones
most
have you-
popular ones.
Oh, okay.
I like.
You
I
haven't
like the-
seen any Metro PCS. Those don't come in the
we
shop.
have fixed Metro PCs.
Oh, okay.
They have one phone that is, if you think the iPhone 6 Plus is big
Right.
or the Note 4 is big,
Right.
this is a 6.3 phone. so you have an idea.
Right.
The Note 4
Right.
is a 5.7 screen, and it's a huge phone.
Wow.
And this one is a 6.3. And
So it
it's a
actually-
Metro PCS.
It's not a phablet. It actually is a tablet.
It's you can call it exactly.
What's up, player?
And they're big,
Right.
but they're cheap.
Right.
They're not like a Galaxy S4.
Right.
Their screens are not as nice,
Crisp.
and the resolution is
Right.
not as good as.
Right.
But I like to say, for me, I've seen the S6, the Galaxy S6. It's a very pretty phone.
Right.
The Android, I like Android.
Right.
I own iPhones because I've always had iPhones and before that iPods. So
Right.
all my stuff is already the way I want it
Sure.
on iTunes and all that kind of stuff. But I wouldn't mind going on an Android and do a Galaxy S6.
So S6 and an iPhone are your favorites.
I can say that, yeah.
Strangely enough, I don't own your shop, and those are my favorites.
Those are yours too?
Yeah, and they are because of functionality.
Mhm.
Like, they just work. They work
Right,
awesome.
exactly.
They're great phones, you know. And that's another reason why it's so important, I think, for people to look towards an expert, and instead of some 18-year-old kid working a counter that doesn't know anything.
He's just selling.
He's just moving product, you know.
Oh.
And if you want to get if you want to spend money once, like, I'm a big fan of spending money one time. I can't stand spending money more than twice,
Right.
or more than once on something. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to buy 2 phones. I want to buy 1 phone. You know?
Yeah, and something. I mean, you're spending so much money on them, and now that the subsidies are going away, the subsidies are going away. My Panamanian is taking over.
Subsidizzles.
After a while, but once all they want to do is just now try to make you pay for the phone.
The full.
Which is similar to the 2-year contract, because you're paying for the phone now, little by little.
Right.
Instead of getting a 2-year contract, you can walk away whenever you want,
Right.
but you have to cancel the phone.
Sure.
Kind of thing. So it's kind of the same way.
Right.
And but look, you can own whatever phone if you're gonna make that much of an investment, and you know you're clumsy. Put it on a case.
Exactly. Before you leave the store.
Yes.
Preferably.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, because it's insane how people. I mean, we have customers that have come back several times because
Right.
they keep breaking the phones.
Right.
We have cases.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, I can give you a discount on a case.
They make cases.
Just
right.
put it on a case so you don't have to keep paying.
Right.
Because repairing a phone, I don't know how. A lot of people think that repairing a phone is cheap, like dirt cheap. I'm gonna get it for $30.
Right. No.
No, you cannot
Not
get
even
it.
close.
At least a high quality that
Yeah.
is
With OEM parts.
exactly that
Yeah.
is that we warranty.
Right.
And then that's another thing that we
Right.
need to touch upon now that you mentioned OEM
Right,
parts.
right.
Apple, you cannot get OEM parts for Apple phones or devices anywhere.
Right.
So if you go to a store and they say I'm going to put an OEM part on it, they're lying.
They're lying. They're lying.
Because there is no such a thing as OEM parts sold to third party
Right.
or people
Right.
to repair phones.
Right.
The closest you can get is that you can get a LCD that was from another phone
Right.
that broke the screen.
Sure.
There's a process to get the screen and the digitizer out of it.
Right.
Clean it up very well, and then put another lens that's not going to be an OEM
Right.
or the digitizer, and you still have a half of an OEM part,
Right.
which is the LCD that's still.
Sure.
And it's a tedious and difficult process to do
Right.
to get it right.
Right.
So iPhones, no OEMs. We get very good quality parts from we have suppliers, and since we're a franchise, like the support that I get from my big brother behind
Right.
me,
Big brother.
we can get very good quality parts that are also warranted.
Right.
So we can offer our warranty if something is wrong with that part.
Right.
We'll always, no questions asked, unless it's not our part.
What do you think about this? This is my daily phone.
This is a 4 for us.
4S.
All right. These phones are good.
I've
and
had
they
no
don't
reason to
break
replace it.
that easy.
No, I've had no
Because
reason
the
to
screens are
replace it.
just 4 instead of like
Yeah.
well, these are not even 4, but they're smaller. So
Right.
an iPhone 6 Plus, I mean, it doesn't take too much of a impact to break it
Yeah.
because it's bigger.
I think this is
But
the
these
best
are
phone
great
they ever made.
phones.
I think it's the best phone they
Yeah,
ever made.
it is.
To
A
this
lot
day,
of
I think
people.
it's the best phone they ever
We
made.
have had some people coming in
Right.
for batteries and things like that.
Right.
Not much for screen that have broken, but they love their phones and they
It's
don't
a
want to.
great phone.
They don't want to just go up. The 5 and the 5S is a good phone also. The
Right.
5C is a little. Yeah, they break easy
Right.
because it's plastic.
Well, it's one of those in-between products, you know.
Right, they want to kind of.
We don't really have
similar
anything new to put out, so we're gonna put this hunk of crap out until we have something new to put out. It's
And they
kinda-
have a lot of people that love the size of the 5.
Right.
And that iPhone, that Apple, I think is going to come out with also like a 6C, which is going to be the size of a 5.
I knew it.
So people, they don't want to go to the 6
I don't
want
want to go to the big
Plus.
phone. Yeah, I don't want to.
They
That's
can
a big
still
phone,
have a
man.
smaller phone.
Yeah. Well, and the technology's, it's not
Yeah, as
that
long as
much.
they put a great camera.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't do much, like kids these days, I mean, they want everything bigger, bigger, bigger. We should be the ones getting that because
Right.
we cannot see
Right,
anymore.
right,
we need
right.
bigger stuff, bigger
Right.
phones. But
It is better.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
So is there anything about what you do that I didn't cover or that we didn't talk about?
As far
the
as
services you guys provide, and what your mission is.
Well,
and all that.
you know, we want all our customers to be very happy, leave and tell their friends. You know, these guys are honest. These guys stand behind their product.
They have great shirts.
However, we have great shirts, different colors. But however, you will always get the customer that is unhappy no matter what.
Oh yeah, I've met them.
And people that want to take advantage of you.
Yeah, they're out there too.
It's incredible. I mean, I'm living it up now. I never had experience like that.
Right.
I heard of people being like that, but you know, for the most part, our worst customer so far was a person that came, got her 6 repaired.
Right.
She has a warranty and everything, so she left, and then a few months back she comes in with a. I cannot describe her phone. The screen was completely detached from the phone.
Wow.
Okay. Now it seems like it's separated from the frame.
Right.
We have had some parts in the past that the screen kind of starts separating from the frame.
Right.
But it's just like a little corner.
Sure.
This was completely separated. So there has been, I don't know, a really, really bad part.
Right. Maybe she was mountain biking.
Really cheap part.
Yeah,
or that happened a long time ago and she waited a long. So I take it in and the screen is it's really scratched up and it has a little crack.
Right.
If it has a little crack, the warranty is voided.
Right.
But nonetheless, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna warranty this because if it's a frame issue, we have had frame issues before.
Sure.
Why not?
Right.
You know, want her to be happy.
Right.
So I tell her, you know what, we're gonna cover it, even though the screen seems like really busted. So like, really, we take it out. She leaves.
Right.
We take it in the back.
Right.
And my tech takes it apart, and it's not one of our parts.
Wow.
It's a cheap part to begin with.
Right.
And then I was telling you about the process where you detach the LCD and you try to glue another lens.
Yeah.
Well, this is one of those jobs
Right,
that never works with iPhones because it's really hard to glue the frame.
Right.
So this was a part that was not ours, and it was we call it LOCA because it's a liquid adhesive.
Right.
You could see the glue coming off the sides of it from the underneath.
Right.
It's not a part.
Right.
And I said, well, it's not one of our parts, but I need to obviously ask the customer.
Sure.
Hey, did you get this? Well, obviously you got this repaired somewhere else.
Right.
What's the story?
Right.
And I don't know if I can, and work with them.
Sure.
That person.
Right.
Oh my God, she comes in and I said, hey, I don't have good news for you.
Right.
We opened the phone and it seems like you took it somewhere else to get it repaired.
Right.
Wow.
She lost it.
She lost it right there.
Game
and
unglued.
then.
Right.
And I took a step back and I said, well, come down.
Right.
Let's talk about this. Come down. You don't have
Security.
to yell. Yes. Well, but one of the clues was she came in asking for OEM parts for Apple.
Right.
That was the first thing she told me when she handed me the phone, that she went to Apple.
Right.
And then Apple told them that she couldn't get the phone repaired.
Right.
Because he had an aftermarket screen.
Right.
Why would you go to Apple if I give you a warranty? Why would you even go there?
Right.
So that was when she
Red
told me
flag
that.
number 2.
When she told me that, I'm like, okay, all right. And then we see that, and then we tell her, we start putting 2 plus 2.
Yeah.
And then she lost it, and I tried to tell her, you know what? I'm gonna give you the warranty nonetheless. That's not our part.
Right.
And we can prove it to you. And I brought in all the parts because we have 2 suppliers mainly for those.
Right.
And I started showing her, look at this and look at this and look at the differences. These have a sticker from where they came from.
Wow.
This one doesn't even have one.
Right.
She didn't look at them.
Right.
She said, there's nothing I have to look.
Right.
I know this is the only place I've been, and I've taken the phone.
Wow.
Are you calling me a liar?
Right.
And I said, I'm not calling you
and
a liar.
And then the taser came out.
I'm not Oh my God, I went like this, but I didn't have anything. I came with nothing. Just a pen.
Right. We get the same thing all the time. We get people that, hey, do you remember you fixed a virus on my computer 3.5 years ago? Yeah, I have another virus. I need it fixed. And you realize you're paying for this, right?
Exactly.
I'm not the one sitting at your house surfing porn. That's you. That's not me.
She said that it was not about the money.
Right. Of
She
course.
said that because I called her a liar, which I didn't. She called herself a liar. I just pointed out the evidence that I have in front of me, and all I got from her was
Exhibit A.
exactly. All I got from her is like, I didn't take it to anywhere else.
Yeah.
You can ask anyone.
Yeah.
I don't know you. You don't know me.
Right.
How is that? How is that?
How am I
work?
gonna?
I have hard evidence
hold
here.
on. Let me Facebook friend request you, and let me ask all your friends.
Exactly.
I mean, like, what am
and that
I?
still doesn't mean anything. I mean, but anyway, I told her that was. Oh, she left.
Right.
Furious.
Right.
And then I told my tech, let's put a screen on.
Right.
Just in case, because she was she was a customer, and
Right.
let's have her keep her happy, because she said she was going to blast me everywhere.
Of course you was.
And that's what she has to do. She comes back. I show her the phone with a new screen.
Right.
She was happy, and I thought, wait a minute. I thought it was about me calling you a liar,
Right.
not the.
Well, she got what she wanted,
Exactly, and then she left, and then.
and she may still blast you everywhere.
Well, I'm looking for it.
Right.
I'm looking for it. I make sure that there's
Right.
nothing out there, because if it is, I'm just gonna write the story,
Right.
how it happened. This is my version. This is your
Right.
version. You as a customer, you can
Yeah.
judge based on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I tell people, like,
it was amazing. It was.
I bend over backwards to help people, and if I have a psychopath like that, which I've had in the past, and they say they're going to do whatever, do what you got to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I have an attorney, and I promise you, this is not the road you want to go down.
Right.
Because if I can prove my case, which I always can, because I'm a good business owner, I keep excellent notes.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what you say, I go, really? What about this?
Mm-hmm.
No matter what comes out of your mouth, no matter what you think we agreed to, I always document everything. And I always make sure that there's an email trail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Well, I understand what you're saying. However, you really want to go down this road?
We have cameras.
Yeah, and
We
you
have
have
cameras in the store that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think the voice is gonna be, but you can see where I'm like this, and she's going like all over the place.
YouTube. So, real quick before we wrap up, I wanted to cover because this is the part of the interview where we get to how we get to help other business owners.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that, how do you get new customers? How do you get the phone to ring? How do you reach out to the community? Like, what is your marketing process?
We're in Google Ads,
Right.
and Yelp. We're gonna start heavy on Yelp as well, beginning on July.
Okay.
And then we're members of the Chamber of Commerce, South Tampa Chamber of Commerce.
STCOC in the house.
And then I also became a member of sort of like a BNI group. It's more
Right.
like a PIN,
Yeah.
Partners and Network.
Yeah, I know what that is.
So we network that way.
Right.
I go to like wireless providers, the
Right.
major four,
Right.
and tell them about where we are,
Right.
and send them over to us.
Right.
We take care of them also.
Sure.
And every now and then, I'll take care of them.
Right.
I'll go once a month and thank them for their referrals, give them some donuts, some pizza or something.
Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme, right on Kennedy.
Right. On your bike.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So
Right.
things like that, and word of mouth,
Right.
and location. Our
Right.
location, I think our location is incredibly great.
Oh, cool.
We're right on Del Mabry, South Tampa.
You
South
see a lot of
Tampa.
walk-in business?
We are starting to see a lot more now,
Right.
little by little,
Right.
and we're right next door to Woody's famous Greek salad.
Right.
So a lot of people go there. I mean, it's incredible, and
Right.
then they are seeing our. We have
Yeah.
had customers that they say, "Well, I come to Woody's all the time,
Right.
and I saw your sign before, and then now I broke my phone."
Right? Yeah.
So,
Good for you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks, Woody's.
And people like you, they
Right.
drove by and saw the sign, and
Right.
then, oh wow!
I thought it was a walking
My
clinic.
phone is
like When I caught
broken.
it out of the side of my eye, I thought it was a walking
Yeah,
clinic.
and some people have been like, my phone is actually broken right now, so they turn around and come in. And,
Right. Getting a car wreck on the way.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how pretty much it. Online heavy,
Right.
and then.
What do you think is your main source? Word of mouth or walk-in?
At the beginning, it was more like Google,
Okay.
because you break your phone and you go to on your phone if it still works or somebody else's to find a place.
You say
to
Google
repair it.
Google AdWords?
Google
that what you
Ads,
mean?
yeah.
Right, right.
And they'll find it that way.
Right.
And that
You
was
don't
the
do that
heavy
anymore,
one.
or you?
Yeah, we still do
Oh,
that.
okay, okay.
And then we're gonna do Yelp also.
Right, right.
So not gonna be Google, but Yelp is more like for the more directly involved with the Apple.
Right.
But also now walk-ins are becoming, and then people that have told people little by little that
Yeah.
is starting to getting increase, and
Yeah.
which that's pretty much what we do. We don't do like commercials on TV
Right.
or anything. We're not that our presence is not that big.
You do videos.
We do videos.
You're doing one right now.
We do this internet now.
The SOB show.
SOB. I'm such an SOB.
You are. You are. Have you ever been called that before?
Yes.
Yeah.
But not for this meeting.
Not for this meeting. All right. Well, that's cool. I think we cover everything. Evie, you got anything?
I think so.
Yeah.
No, I don't have anything.
You have anything? Nothing to contribute?
This is
All right, folks. Do you think we covered everything?
Yeah, we covered everything. Like I said, our warranty, our customer service,
Right.
obsessed,
Right.
trying to keep everybody happy, and hopefully that person that I was talking about
Right.
before went happy, and at least
Not only that, if you meet Eric and you don't want to do business with him, there's something wrong with you. I mean, seriously. He's a good guy. Everybody likes him. His wife likes
Thank
him,
you.
so he must be doing something
Yeah,
right.
for a long time.
Yeah, it's good all around.
Thank you for that, and I feel the same way about you.
Good.
So yeah, I mean, come check it out. I mean, whether you have a need or not, just come check it out.
Oh,
And,
what's Woody serve? I might check it out sooner than later.
What's that?
What does Woody serve? I might check that out sooner.
They're like a sandwich shop.
Okay.
They have Greek salads. It's more like it's a Greek
Okay.
place, but they do sandwiches.
Do they have gyros too?
They press. No, they have sandwiches and soup. They're famous for
Wow.
for the chicken feta soup.
You should serve gyros.
I do.
You should.
I should.
Yeah. Well, they don't.
Like next door,
Yeah,
come
like-
get your phone repaired, and then
And a euro to go.
Euro, yeah.
All right, boys and girls, that's another edition of the SOB show. This time starring Eric Gonzalez, Speedy,
That's me.
with CPR Cell Phone Repair South Tampa.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here.
It was a lot of
You
fun.
did a great job, man.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys next time.
So, yeah.